Am I the idiot for wanting my mother to feel regret with her way of raising me? I'm female 29, taking care of my mother, 59F. My younger siblings are still studying in uni. I'm the eldest as well as the only one with a stable income. I'm also helping to pay for most of the bills. My father died when I was 6, and my mother never remarried and worked hard to support all of her children. She's retired and wants to spend her remaining years with her friends and family. She lives with me. My relationship with my mother is tenuous. She raised me to be strong, and was very strict with me. Let me preface by saying this: I will never blame her for working as hard as she did, because I recognize that her working was to support everyone, and that it was her way of showing love, by making sure that everyone had all their basic needs met. I understand that even more now that I'm a working adult too. Now that she's no longer working, she can finally be present in our lives. She's trying to be around this time, taking plenty of pictures and videos. I know that this is her trying to make up for lost time, but at the same time I feel jealous, seeing my siblings getting the gentler treatment and more love than the indifference that I got. I didn't even get any verbal congratulations for all of my achievements. No pictures, no videos. And yet my siblings got it all. It's not my siblings' fault, it's just my mother trying to be a mother and being terrible at it. It's such a shallow thing to get angry about, but even knowing this, I'm still so angry. So I've started being honest about my emotions and past experiences at home. I asked if she told my sister that she was worthless when my sister had her breakdowns. When she bought gifts for my siblings. I said, "Shane, we don't have pictures of me in the album." One time when I was browsing albums with her, I made sure to only say these things when it's just the two of us around. My siblings were not at fault, they don't need to see me being hateful. It's just with my mom that I kept saying little things like this. I haven't returned home in nearly 2 weeks, just staying at hotels and going to work, after an argument with my mother where she finally had enough with my words. She said I'm not her daughter, because no children of hers would ever make her feel terrible after everything she sacrificed for us. So I just left my house and told her she can bring whoever she wants to keep her company, because I'm not coming home anymore, and that I'll still give her money so she doesn't have to worry about bills. Everyone is blowing up my phone now, saying I should apologize. My siblings understand, but they think I was too harsh with my words. I don't want to, because I think I'm not in the wrong for airing my grievances. But now that I have some time to self-reflect, perhaps I was too harsh with my words. Reddit, I'm quite used to people being harsh with me, so don't hold back. Am I the idiot for wanting my mother to feel regret? Now for a few comments before the update. Not the idiot. I think it's time for you to separate from your mother and let her rely on herself and your siblings for support both emotionally and financially. Your mother sounds like she doesn't recognize or refuses to recognize the difference in her behavior to you. You need to have a serious conversation about your childhood with her. Then, or before, you need to have a conversation with your siblings because they need to know how you were raised differently than them, and while you don't blame them, they shouldn't be blaming you for how the difference affects you. Comment 2. Wait, she told you. You're not my daughter. While she, who is only 59 and already retired, is sitting on her tush in your home where you pay all the bills and expenses. You are not the idiot. She's darn lucky you didn't say, "Well, if I'm not your daughter, I see no reason to support your early retirement plan to mooch from me. You have 30 days to vacate my house." It's utterly insane that you're staying in hotels while she sits and does nothing in your house. Now for the update. Everyone helped me sort out my emotions. Thank you. I decided to try one last time. This time, I won't be a pagro and brought my siblings and my paternal uncle to help mediate. I returned to my home and finally sat with my mother and told her how I felt throughout the years. I told her that I only wanted to be acknowledged and not be emotionally neglected, and that if she can be available for my siblings, then I hope she can try with me now. My mother refused to accept it. She refused to believe that she was partial to my younger siblings, and that she only gave me tough love, that I was only hurting her by being ungrateful, and that I truly am not her child. She accused me of turning my siblings against her. Even with my siblings telling her the same thing that I did, she said she only did it for us and that we all betrayed her by hurting her like this. My uncle sided with my mother, saying that while he understood my feelings, I should have just accepted everything and let bygones be bygones because she's my mother who sacrificed a lot for us. With that, I knew I wasn't welcomed anymore. I told her she can keep the house, and that I'll still give her money and pay the bills until the day she dies, out of respect for providing me with necessities until I was an adult. I told her I will move away, and that I won't come anywhere near her unless she's on her deathbed. I thanked her for raising me, and left. I submitted my request to move my workplace to another branch, so I can move to another state. I do not wish to be near my mother. I made sure my siblings will always be able to contact me if they need anything. I just signed up for therapy. I hope it will help. I'm sad that this will mean I won't have any parental figure anymore, but that's life. Edit. A lot of people are telling me that I should have just cut her off financially as well, but I cannot. Here, my siblings and I are legally required to take care of our elders, in this case, my mother. I'd be charged with neglect if I don't. My uncle, however, is not required to take care of her. He has his own nuclear family, his wife and kids, to look after. I am the only one among our siblings working and having a stable income, so responsibility falls on me to take care of her, at least financially. Once my siblings have a stable job as well, they will have to do the same. Comment 1. But why are you paying for her? I was really hoping you would stop that. Yes, she's your mom. But you have siblings and she has a brother. And if she is young enough to do all she is doing for your siblings, she is young enough to support herself. I'm so sorry for you, OP. You deserve a better mom, but you'll never get that. So you should save your money and take care of yourself. Find your own family and be happy. Stop paying for your horrible mom. Comment 2. You're the idiot. Wow, just wow. I can't believe the audacity and entitlement in your posts. Your mother worked tirelessly to support you and your siblings after your father passed away, and instead of showing gratitude, you choose to berate her and make her feel regret for her way of raising you. You are clearly bitter and jealous of the attention your siblings are receiving now that your mother has more time to focus on them. You claim that you understand why your mother worked so hard, yet you continue to resent her for not giving you the same treatment as your siblings. Instead of having a mature conversation with her about your feelings and seeking a resolution, you deliberately try to hurt her with your words, saying hateful things when it's just the two of you. That is manipulative and cruel. Now, for the next story. Am I the idiot for prohibiting my mother from seeing my child because she's tricked him into thinking she's his mom? Throwaway to avoid anyone recognizing me. I have a now 3-year-old son, who is living with my mom, his grandma, for a year while I was away getting myself together. For personal reasons I will not explain why I was away for so long, but I felt I needed to better myself for my son. My mother agreed to take care of him while I was away. I FaceTimed with him whenever I could. Fast forward to last month, I came to my mother's house to pick up my son. He's happy to see me, and my mother and I are talking while he's playing with his dinosaurs. He suddenly looks up at my mother and says, "Mommy, I'm thirsty." I was obviously confused, and asked my mother if she heard him call her mom. She laughed nervously and said that he had been calling her that for a while. She basically explained that while I was away she told him that she was his mom and to call her that. I laughed and told her that I wasn't comfortable with that, since she wasn't the one who birthed him. I told her he should know that she's his grandmother, not his mom. She got upset and told me that he needed a mother figure while I was gone, and she was just trying to fill that role for him. She said something along the lines of, "I've been his mother for a year now, and you can't change it." We went back and forth until it got to the point where we started raising our voices. She spat out some insults about me being a bad mom for being away for so long, and how she should be his mom cause he doesn't need a mom like me. I simply told her that she isn't going to be seeing him anymore because I'm not comfortable with him calling her mom. We gathered his stuff and left after that. She blew up my phone for days, talked about some mess to family members, anything she could to make me look/feel bad. But I refused to forgive her, especially after all that stuff she said. Am I the idiot? Edit. For those of you saying I abandoned him, I didn't. I was too sick to take care of him. That's all I'm going to say about that. I couldn't be the best mother to him because of my medical issues. I wanted to be there for him. I didn't just dump him on my mother. I feel the need to explain that cause people are getting the wrong idea. It was possible for him to visit, but my mom said it would be best if he didn't see me like that because he'd be too young to understand. And I trusted her, so I did not allow him to visit. No, I wasn't in a mental hospital or rehab. It was for physical health reasons. A lot of you are saying you think I was in rehab because of the way I've worded things in my post. Rather than edit out the original, I'd just like to explain that it's probably not the best wording to use for this situation, and I understand that now. What I meant to say was I felt I needed to be in better health for my son. Getting myself together. In my head pretty much means getting better and healthier. I apologize for that. This will probably be my last edit. My son is getting a therapist like a lot of you have recommended. I'm considering working things out with my mother, only because I don't want her fighting for custody. Still unsure though. Now for a few comments before the update. I have to wonder what people's responses would be if, say, you were away for a year serving your country, or working long periods traveling to support your son, and your mom pulled this move. People don't think mental illness is a real thing. Until it's theirs. Comment 2. Everyone sucks here. Grandma could have easily clarified to your son what her relationship is, and being a mother figure doesn't have to mean that she has to be called mom. However, you clearly are aware that you have some issues you had to work out, and your mom did something big for agreeing to help raise your kid. You're now cutting him off from an important person in his life for the last year since the two adults can't work out their issues. Two of you need to talk and figure this out and dig into the larger issues, maybe even with some counseling or outside help. Now for the update. I just wanted to start out by saying thank you everyone for the feedback that you gave me and the judgments. Whether they were negative or positive, I took each and every one of them into deep consideration. I accepted the judgment, and indeed realized that I was also being an idiot. My son has since seen a therapist like a lot of you suggested he should. He's done pretty well, although the therapist suggested he continue therapy for a little longer, considering he's still confused about the situation. He knows I'm his mother, but essentially thinks he has two moms. I've done my very best to go slow with him, and teach him who is his mom and who is his grandmother. Regarding his grandmother, I did what a lot of you suggested and let her FaceTime him every day for a couple hours, to not upset him. I did this until an incident involving her came up. I'm taking this to court. As much as I hate to further upset my son, I have come to the conclusion that she no longer needs to be in contact with us, at least not for a while. I'm sorry for all of you that this is disappointing. I just want to do what's best for my son. As for my health, I am slowly getting better in case any of you were wondering. I have to visit my doctor several times a month, but that's an improvement honestly. Thank you all. I wish this situation could have ended differently, but I was able to try to resolve it thanks to all of you. Comment 1. When my brother and I were kids, my gran took care of us on several occasions for extended periods while my parents were absent, for a variety of reasons. Even when my brother was 2, he was not at all confused about the difference between mom and gran. But he had plenty of maternal love and leadership from gran nonetheless. I'm glad you are protecting yourself legally. Comment 2. That's crazy, I'm glad she wasn't able to take him. How did you realize she had broken in? Then the original poster responded with, I woke up to the sound of the door opening, it squeaks, went into the living room, saw it was cracked. Went to check on my son and she was in there getting him dressed to leave. The window in his room was also open, so I think she was gonna go out through there. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to drop a like. It really helps the channel grow. See you next time.